Hello, my lovelies. Monday afternoon, 12 p.m. Good morning. Is anybody awake? I know we have people from all over the world, and I love that so much. I wish I could do more of these lives at different times so I can accommodate everyone, but it's really just difficult. I come prepared for these lives. If you guys know me, we talk about reality creation, conscious reality creation. I'm not gonna call it manifestation because that word is overused and it's feels like diminished in its importance. You know what I'm saying? So welcome. Thank you for joining. We're having so much fun with the group. I have a Facebook group online, and we're having so much fun in our manifestation. Last week, I asked everybody to manifest a circumstance under which they would be congratulated. And I don't think enough people post it, but the people who send me testimonials and just the way it even happened to me was totally serendipitous. And so I'll work on this for another week with you guys, and I'll have a new exercise as well this week. So this is for my group, but you know, if you're not part of my group, you still want to participate in this. A lot of people, just by steeping into this energy and watching to my lives, or you know, my previous lives on the YouTube channel, they're able to fall into the energy of the group, and then they're able to actually manifest some of the things we're doing. So we have 3 things with my group this week. We're on step 4 of 5 of manifesting a new car. Please look for that. It's been pinned in the group. Step 4 or 5 is up. Then we're still going to be working on somebody congratulating us. Just set your mind that somebody is congratulating you, or just know that somebody will be congratulating you, because I'm telling you that this is going to happen. And then put it as a testimonial on that pin. And then number 3 that we're going to do this week with my group is you must do something unpredictable. I'm going to post on this later this afternoon. This is an action. It doesn't have to be an action that sort of happens to you. It's a conscious action. You're going to take a conscious action this week to do something very, very unpredictable. Nobody, like, I'm not talking risky or anything like that. I am talking something you don't do day to day, a decision you don't make day to day. This could be as simple as you're going to take a very complicated route to work or back from work, or instead of going to the mall, you're going to tell people I'm going to the mall, but end up on the other side of the city. I want you to do something unpredictable. This is very, very good for the energetic system around you, because remember, our lives are running on a script. It's running on a paradigm in our brain. It's running on the script from our brain, and it's more or less, not more or less, it's very, very predictable. And this script is creating circumstances and events that match your paradigm for today, but also for tomorrow, for next week. So unless you are offering it a different vibration, a different thought pattern, and even a physical action that's very different from the person that you are, it's not going to change. It's going to keep going and going the way it's going. So people in general who come to this work, they want to change their lives. They want different things to happen to them. They want better things to happen to them. So I'm helping people with these techniques and exercises really increase their confidence and their mental level, but also take step-by-step actions in real life to get to a goal. Am I Lebanese? I don't talk about, I'm of mixed heritage, but I don't talk about that, because when you tell somebody I'm from a certain country or from a certain, there's an automatic boxing of that person and their beliefs and what they're doing to, oh, she thinks this way because of this. Really, if you stumble upon my information, what I want you to know is that it's for you, or it's the universe trying to communicate to you. It has nothing to do with my background, my education, or anything like that. You were meant to see this. I keep a level of mystery in this work because this is how the universe works. And if these words are vibrating with you, internalize them. If not, let it go and move on. But do not try to understand the hows. Do you see what I'm trying to say? And kind of like, I feel like my background would box me to be like, you're thinking this way because of this, because this was what your parents told you, and etc. So let's see what else. How do I join the group? The link is in my bio, but join the group only if you're doing the 60-day challenge. The group has about 200 members, I think 190 as of this morning. And it's people that really were vibing. You want to follow a process, you want to vibe a certain way, and you understand that energy is something that you don't only receive, you also have to give and affirm for others as well in the group. That is sort of my life philosophy in terms of contribution, and this is how I encourage everybody to be. When you give, you receive. All right, so the way I run these lives is there's a teaching moment of things that come to me, inspire to me to tell you, and then I take questions from my group and from people who are not in my group via email, mona.khad@yahoo.com. People also message me or DM me on Instagram. And if I feel your question would benefit the world overall and the group overall, I will take it up, right? You got your congratulations today. That's amazing. I got my congratulations also yesterday. I put it on Facebook. It was so unexpected. So I was like, where's my congratulations? And then I got it. But you have to let it go before you get it. All right. So I have about 6 or 7 of this. And then obviously I'm going to take questions from you guys. So if anything that I read now applies to your life, kind of thing, that you were meant to hear it, you know what I mean? So try to pay attention. Somebody left on our group. It feels like I'm on a roll right now. Mona, kindly bring me back to earth if I'm off here. So I got into the silly bubble shooter game on my phone. My son and I play this together. It's fun. It's silly. Non-responsible time together. Anyways, with each increasing level, the game gets harder. And sometimes it takes a few, like 10 tries to get to the next level. I realize now that if I just keep playing, I know I'll find the strategy to move to the next level. The expectation isn't there, but the subtle, non-bothered attitude that I believe in it. Also knowingness that all I need to do is to be consistent. Our lives and things we are manifesting are similar. And knowing that it will happen, being detached from the outcome because you know it will happen. Consistency of this practice will make it happen. So she's having this realization as she's playing this game. So here's what I responded to her. I said, and I want everybody to hear that. I said, what a great moment of reflection on this analogy. So you keep persisting. Why do you keep persisting in a video game and you don't keep persisting on your goals in life? Why in video games, you know there's a next level. In life, you know there's a next level, right? Because you see other people doing better than you. So why is it that in a video game you keep persisting, but in real life you don't keep persisting? So I said, what a great moment of reflection. So you keep persisting because 1, you know there's more to it. In life, you also know there's more to it. 2, you know you have the right to win it. And 3, you know all you have to do is to adjust your strategy and eventually you will win. So you know there's more to it. Think of life. You know you have the right to win it. And 3, you know all you have to do is adjust your strategy and eventually you will win. So simple. So now notice how the system is teaching us. The system is teaching us, 1, there isn't more meaning to it than life. 2, winning is for other people who richer, younger, people not like you. And 3, it teaches you that you have to accept the script that you are on instead of adjusting your strategy. They don't teach you how to adjust your strategy. They don't teach you how to adjust your thinking. They want to program you, whatever you were programmed in the home. Then they program everyone the same in the schooling system, and off you go. Pay some taxes. Pay some taxes. That's it. There's nothing more to it. This life is meaningless. Okay, you just got to pay your taxes. And everyone the same in the schooling system, and off you go. Pay some taxes. Pay some taxes. That's it. There's nothing more to it. This life is meaningless. Okay, you just got to pay your taxes. And winning is for beautiful people on Instagram, and it's not for you. That's the message of the world. Guys, please don't call me. I don't take calls during my lives. And you see how careful I was not to click accept, because one time I did. Oh my God. Okay, I'm going to move on to the next one, but I want you to reflect on that one. There is more to life. You have the right to win. And in addition to that, all you have to do is adjust your strategy in the direction of your goal, okay? Adjust your strategy knowing that there's more to it. Knowing that if you're not feeling there's more to it, it's because you haven't adjusted in the right direction. Keep persisting. All right. At some point I gave an exercise. I think this was about 2 weeks ago, because I always have exercises with my group. So 2 weeks ago, the exercise was, write, if you're having money problems, write a check to your favorite charity for minimum $500. If you have more money, write it for more. And put it on your fridge. Don't mail it, right? And see, if I were to mail this check today, how do I feel inside? How would I feel inside? Am I in a state of panic that I wrote a check to my charity for 500? Do I feel like, I don't want to give to others? Do I feel this exercise is about you learning how you feel about money, right? When you say, how can I manifest money? Well, let's see how you feel about money. Write that check as if you're going to mail it, put it on your fridge, and every morning when you wake up, you look at it, you're like, I'm going to mail it today, and see how that feels. And eventually when you're going to feel like mailing it, then you remove that block of money's not going to come to me if I give. So anyways, this queen says, I want to do the check for 500 to charity, but I make no income. My spouse is the sole provider and he only allows me a certain amount every 2 weeks. We've been married 27 years and my role has been to provide for the kids and nurture the children, and he earns an income. What am I supposed to do when I do not have an income and rely on my spouse? I want to divorce, but I am scared because I cannot make the income that he provides. I am stuck in a relationship where I am provided and protected, but I do not feel loved. I am scared to leave, but I do want something better. So what to do? Okay, so I gave an exercise about a check of $500. And a whole bunch of stuff comes out of this exercise. This is why you guys should be listening to my lives, okay? Should be listening to my lives and doing these exercises, because in the process of doing something that's completely unrelated to her marriage and stuff, look how much comes out, right? So the problem is not really that she's not working. The problem is really, I want to divorce. The problem is really, I feel provided for and protected, but I do not feel loved. By the way, you are not protected if your needs are not being acknowledged. You are only provided. I advise women to look for a protector, a provider, and prioritizer, but you are not protected because your wants and needs are not important, right? This is probably why you want a divorce. So she's saying, I am scared to leave, but I do want something better. Look, first of all, in regards to the money, you got to understand your money doesn't come from your husband. You've boxed your mind into defining yourself. Remember, this is all about our identity. The whole conscious creation, the whole manifestation is about identity. So in this identity, you've boxed yourself to be, I am a homemaker with no income. That's how you've defined yourself. And the money comes from my husband. So those are like incredibly narrow limiting beliefs. So instead of that, I want you to remember the group exercise, where does money come from? God is the source of my supply and all of my needs are always met. Just keep writing that paragraph that I put in there in the group. Keep writing it and understand that the money that you now use and enjoy, it doesn't come from your husband. It comes through your husband. So the husband is a vehicle to this money, and you can access other vehicles, but without thinking about which vehicles or what those vehicles, how they're going to come in your life. All of these you're going to be able to access once you move from the state of fear. Once you move from the state, here's what I would do. I would be like, right now, I see myself as a mother and a wife, been married 27 years with this guy who provides for me. Okay, yeah. What else can I see myself as? Who else am I? Am I also a beautiful woman? Am I also an intelligent woman? Am I also a motivated woman? Am I also a caregiver in general? I give a shit about others. I want to help others. I want to do it in a context that's not traditional anymore. If you've been married 27 years, your kids are probably grown. And then once you've redefined yourself and your qualities and your attributes, hang on a second. Think about when you were younger and when you were thinking your potential. You always have potential. This potential is just untapped, right? You haven't tapped it at 25, but it's not too late to tap it anytime. What was your potential when you were 25? And then after you've redefined yourself from just a housemaker and mother, then you go to where's the source of money comes from. That's a different page. Where does it come from? It comes through my husband. From where? From the source. How? Hey, source, universe, how can I open other avenues via which I receive money? Take the checkbook, write the $500 check and keep it. Don't put it on the fridge so he can see it and ask you questions. Just say, I really want to send this. Show me Show me that I am more than the way I have defined myself. Show me. By the way, I do this exercise with people when they're like, they want to join my challenge or something. Somebody said, oh, can you give me a discount? I'm a single mother. I said, I can't give you a discount because I don't want you to see your single motherhood as a poverty thing, right? Like I made this accessible to everybody. If I give you a discount, it's like saying you're poor. Okay. I said, instead of that, ask the universe for the money. Ask the universe for the money. She got back to me. She joined. She goes like, it's incredible. The same week, I got this extra money that I didn't expect. And like I bought the challenge, like $40, right? So I bought the challenge, okay? And I had some money left over. But the thing is, I said, I want to do this. Give me. Guys, you are afraid to ask the universe, okay? The money doesn't come from your husband, your boss. You're not at his mercy for a promotion. Just be open. Just be like, I want to do this. I want to write a $500 check. Give me. Show me how I can do it. I'm going to write the check. And now I trust that you're going to help me honor it. And see how fast that works. When you want to do something, you can't afford in that moment to do it, as in your bank account balance. I used to do this all the time. Just show me a way via which it can be done. I am okay with, not having the money for it now, but this doesn't mean I can't have it. This doesn't mean I can't do it. It just means that right now, in this point in time, there's some barriers, some limiting beliefs around me. And it's not so much more of what I'm going to get. It's more like just eliminating these things that are just get away from me, okay? So I can receive, so I can be in receive mode as a woman, okay? This is sort of where you want to stay with so redefine yourself and then redefine where you think money comes from. Those two things, if you stay in it consistently, will completely change you and change your life. Okay, let's see. Oh, this one's good. Teaching lesson. This is a queen who sent me an email. She's in our group. Recently, we had a challenge to manifest a free coffee in the group. That was 3 weeks ago. And I thought this will be easy because my daughters are always getting iced coffees. I rarely get them. So I figured this will be easy. My free coffee will come from my daughters, right? Because her daughters always buy her coffee. And she goes like, wrong. After about a week and still no free coffee from them, I gave up and I just figured it wasn't in the card for me to get a free coffee. So I let go of the thought, and a week or so later, I was on my way to an appointment and I said, I'll just get my own iced coffee. And I pull up after she waiting for her daughters, and I pull up and place my order. And when I get to the window to pay, the lady said, the car ahead paid for your coffee. This has never happened to me. I know it was a trend for a while, but it never happened to me. After the shock wore off and I was on the way to my appointment, it hit me that the reason I didn't get a free coffee sooner was because I was telling the universe how I was going to get it from my daughters. I kept waiting for them to bring me the free coffee, but as soon as I let it go, the universe took over and gave it to me its own way. I know it's a coffee, but the way it unfolded blew me away. I feel like I want to share it. It's a teachable moment. It certainly was for me. Yeah, we've been talking about this like since I started this account in May of last year or April of last year. We're talking about the same things. When things that you want are not coming to you, is because you're trying to figure out the how. So there's only two things in this work you need to do. You need to imprint into the formless substance a clear instruction, and then you can't think about the how. Listen to this, okay? She's waiting for, where is my free coffee? It's just like my daughters are not buying. Now, this is also creating, when you're expecting things to come a certain way, you're also creating resentment. Resentment at a very negative feeling, right? Because you're like now expecting your promotion, your boss doesn't give it to you. You're expecting the coffee, you're expecting the husband to give you more money, he doesn't give it to you. Now you're beginning to be resentful. You're like, shit, I have to depend on all this circumstances and people, and you're resenting them, you're resenting your life, and it's just, you're getting in the negative. Don't think about the how. It's the hardest part of manifestation and conscious creation. Don't think about the how. Do you know why you doubt the universe? Do you know why you can't let go of the how? Because, so the universe is the macro, you are the micro expression of it. You doubt the micro. Okay, you're really doubting yourself. You're doubting two things, primarily your worthiness and your abilities. Okay, and one of them, you're right to doubt your abilities, right? Because when we have big goals, it's just, if you think, hey, I gotta do this myself, I got to do this on my own, it seems overwhelming. It seems like, can I really, me as a woman, me as a person who grew up in this neighborhood, me as a person of this age, me as a, like, you get all like flooded when you're thinking you're doing it yourself. And so that's why I'm saying, do not try to figure out the how, because that's doing it yourself. The moment you're trying to figure out the how, the universe says, okay, it steps back, right? It steps back. Because you can figure out, like, how are you gonna make $1 million? We talked about this so many times. You can make it yourself. You don't need the universe. Get on YouTube, learn about investing, day trading strategies, real estate. You're gonna go up and down over the next 20 years. And then eventually in 20 to 25 years, you're going to have $1 million. Anybody who's at the normal starting point who has $10,000 today can be there in 25 years. Then you do it yourself. You don't do it. The universe says, okay, there are tools in this world via which you can do it. But you don't want that. You want to be surprised. The universe has stepped in when you have been surprised. If you're not surprised, it's not from the universe. It's not from this magical place. Magic, by the way, magic is just science we don't yet understand. That's all that magic is. Okay, magic, 1,000 years ago, you take a person from 1,000 years ago, you put them in an elevator, they think you are God. That's how it works. Hang on a second. Guys, please don't call me. I don't take calls during my lives. That's how it works. Like, now we understand the science. So going up and down, from here to 10 feet up in the air is not a problem. Okay. But if you showed it to a person from 1,000 years ago who didn't understand this concept, that's magic, right? Like, you're a wizard. And so this is how I think about magic. I think there's parts of this world, of the way this world and reality functions, we don't understand, and we weren't taught. And in fact, anything that's being unveiled now in quantum science it completely baffles traditional science, right? And it kind of doesn't fit. It doesn't fit in the Newtonian science. And so when I relax and I think about the universe, I always think there's science behind it that I don't understand. I have Bachelor of Science, by the way. There's science behind this that I don't understand. And it doesn't work the way we understood the world so far. Right? It just really doesn't. Clearly it doesn't. There's too much evidence now that it doesn't. But that's okay, because the science we know so far has taken us to this, has taken me to, being a car that works and being an airplane, but it can't do anymore. It can't do anymore in the material. Now, in the age of Aquarius, and I'm not too much into astrology, but that's just like an age they say every 12,000 years or something. We're in a different cycle. In this age, it's all about this magic that we didn't understand. Like, we have all the material things that we're ever going to have. There isn't really anything else, there's the robots and that's it. But now we're at a different level of understanding. We need to simplify and go back to doing things a lot easier. Surprise me. Yeah, exactly, Annie. Surprise me. Show me how it's done. I have no clue how to do this myself. I have no clue. Just surprise me. I started this channel, and I told myself, I said, I have so much knowledge and I've manifested so much, and I really figured out every area of my life, right? Like, you guys know my weight, my love life, my financial life, my social life, everything. Okay. And now I can be out there teaching people. I read hundreds of books. I switched my mind in the year about 2014, 2015. I manifested the business I wanted. I escaped the corporate culture that I hated. And now I'm here to teach people. But how am I going to get, to a number of followers, or to something where, I'm a little bit relevant, and I want to not do this for 100 people. I want to do it. So, when you get online, you have like 100 followers or 200 or 600. And so I had this dream, guys, because I asked the universe, I said, I don't know, what kind of content do you want me to put out there, right? So I asked the universe, I said, and I had the dream of 2 numbers. And I did a video and I said, I don't know, like, I dreamt of, sometimes I dream of numbers, and the numbers were 8 and 46. And I'm putting it here. You guys should play it in the lottery. And if you win it, you should, take half of it and help the world with it. And the next day, I got messages. So in the place where I'm at, like, those exact numbers were the first number and last number of the lottery, which is like impossible. Try it. Pick any 2 numbers and see if they come up in. So it was the first number was 8, the last number was 46. And then I got a whole inflood of these numbers came up in every lottery all over the place, all over, not just here in Canada. And so my following, I gained like, I don't know, 20,000-30,000 followers. But really it was because my question was, what is it that I should say next to get exposed? Like, so I'm not in the lottery business dreaming numbers or doing any witchcraft or something like this. It's this content that needs to get out. The universe figures out a way to get you out there in a way that you didn't even expect. You know what I'm saying? Like, it could have totally flopped. Like, it takes a lot of courage to come online and say, I dreamt of these 2 numbers and I think they're going to come up in the lottery. And, that takes a lot of courage. It's very embarrassing if they don't, right? So I just think it's incredible. Like, it's always, I reflect back of all the ways that I knew how I'm going to do this and I knew how I'm going to do that. And in the end, it happened in a completely different way. And I want you guys to just loosen the reins a little bit, just loosen it. Stop trying to make everything yourself, because I guarantee you now, your self-worth is not up here. And the way you see your abilities is also not up here. So all you're going to end up in this struggle, a struggle to keep up, to go to the next level, step by step, etc. We're all at different levels to start, but there has to be a huge element of faith to the work that you're doing if you're doing it this way, if you're doing it with 5D. Okay? Where you are right now, it's fine. The people who are in your life right now are meant to be there. Try to learn the lessons that they give you as soon as possible and then move on. Because when you start this work, the first thing that's going to happen is whatever is not aligned with your goals is going to crumble. Do not try to hang on to anything. Do not, just know that better is coming. A lot of people start my work. I'm going to give you a warning. A lot of people, their relationships break up. Their best friends never talk to them again. It's just the energy shifts really quickly and dramatically. And if anybody had that experience, let me know or put it in the comments here so that people are not afraid of it. Do not be afraid of anything that happens in this process. Okay, don't be afraid. It's all to your benefit. If you stay in the work, you're going to see that it's all to your benefit, but you can't see that when you're looking in front of, like, or when you're living right now, going through something, going through all the range of emotions. You can only see that in retrospect. You broke up, you moved back to Europe. We had a few people to whom this happened and are now living like their best life or better lives that they had before. A lot of people can't manifest, can't go to the next level because they're in toxic relationships with cords attached. It's not necessarily with, your boyfriend. It could be with your mother. It could be with your best friend. It could be with people who siphon your power and energy. You started the challenge from scratch again. It's not a problem. There's people who are 3, 4, 5 times in the chat. They change all the time. There's a reason why they keep doing it, because they keep seeing results, because they keep seeing inner changes, and they know this inner changes, they're beneficial to them. When you change your goals, if you're doing the 60-day challenge, you have to restart again. We talked about this. Okay, and consider that session of your 60-day challenge successful. That means you completed it successfully. Even if after 20 days you realize your goals are just not your goals, that means you've successfully completed it, because you just realized goals have to be about obtaining happiness. Okay, if your goals are about obtaining status, if they're obtaining recognition, if they're being seen by the world a certain way, they're not true goals from your heart, and they won't bring you happiness. So feel free to often, as you're doing the affirmations, revise your goals at the top and look if they still jibe with the person that you are right now. So this person says, this person is obviously a manifester. What do I do if I feel depressed after my wishes come true? Like there's no point in life anymore. Lack of direction, just stagnation from there on. And they're saying, can you address this in your life? So I think I did a video on this last year, but I'm going to tell you something that you might not expect, especially if you're new to this. Manifestation or conscious creation, unless you do it from a place of pure heart and intention to align with your life purpose, anything else will not bring you happiness more than for a few moments. It's not, you don't manifest a new car for happiness, okay? See, this is my 3rd luxury car. This is a Jaguar. I was happy in every one of these cars for the first week. After that, the feeling dissipates. And if I'm looking for fulfillment from being in a luxury car, it's not going to happen. The car can't provide me that. If I've been on trips, I've been on things, you know, I got the exact engagement ring that I put on my vision board, okay? I was very happy, very excited for a while, you know? For a while, for a month, for until I told everybody, for like, oh my God, you know, this is how the universe works, in that revelation. But it's not these things that would make you happy. It's the happiness doesn't come from manifesting things in your life. Okay, take it from this guy who's a manifester, who's, you know, he's saying there is no meaning to it. And in fact, if you can repeat these things, it's even worse, because now it's like, oh, I want this and I got it. I want this and I got it. I want this. Why am I feeling so empty? If you don't live your life purpose, if you don't spend your time helping people, if you don't spend your time contributing, and all you do is you you have the ability to shape the formless substance into a car or into something, you're not going to be happy. Okay. And in fact, you don't even have hope, because other people have hope, right? Other people who know they haven't manifested, they're like, oh, but when I get my house, I'm going to be happy. But when I get my car, I'm going to be happy. When I have 2 kids, I'm going to be happy. And so they have that hope. If you know you've been doing this again and again, and there's people like that, and you're still not happy, you have no hope, because it doesn't matter what you think you're manifesting next. You just realize that's not where happiness comes from, right? Guys, happiness comes from seeing other people happy, or, you know, in my opinion, okay, when you live in the world, happiness comes from bettering other people. If I can make people feel like more confident, live better lives, if I can make my immediate family, give them something that they need in that moment, just that moment when you see other people happy, okay, that's one way. The other part, you know, happiness comes from a connection with the divine. There's no other source. If you don't believe in the divine, now you're only here. Now try to do a lot of good in the world in order to feel happiness. Okay? Because if you don't have the connection with the divine, ideally you have both. That's where you're at. So it's normal. I want to say to this king, it's just normal to feel this way if all you're doing is having developed this witchcraft-like skill of shaping the form, shaping energy into matter. That's all that is. And he says, many times I found the most joy during the journey. Yeah, the people who manifest, especially in my group, they're the most excited about the group manifestations. Mona, you know, the free coffee, the things that don't matter. Oh, I got my congratulation. Those moments when you realize, like, oh my God, I'm doing this. I'm creating something. I'm part of something amazing. I'm doing it. It would be different if you're on your own, honestly. Because on your own, it's like, who are you celebrating this happiness with? It's not like if you call your friend who's not into this work and say, hey, I manifested a free coffee. She's like, so what? You know, like, it doesn't seem like a big deal. Let's see if you can do it with $1 million. And like, she's, you know, shitting on your parade. So happiness is in the little things, guys, honestly. Exactly. Feeling gratitude, the sunshine. How do you get a membership from the lottery? If where you live, the lottery has an app, you can put yourself there on automatic draws like I have. Okay, I just wanted to see if we have any questions from you guys, because I want to reward the people who are tuning into this live. So if you have a question, put it there. Okay, so this queen says, I think I read her question before, but then I had some technical issues and I couldn't post that live. So she asked me if I could please read it again. She said, I'm single and looking. So that's my manifestation for this segment of the 60-day challenge. I had a work crush. I decided against him being my SP because, as you teach, it's him or better. So I said to myself, the universe knows I like him enough. So either it's going to be him or it's happening when somebody better comes along. And with this mindset, I gave up on my work crush. Now I keep seeing his name everywhere. It follows me. Like, for instance, yesterday I was driving to my beloved Audi to work. And on the highway, I noticed in my rear view mirror, a small transponder was driving too closely to my car. I looked at it, and on the car it had his name, like, you know, the letters of his name. And for the rest of the ride, I saw the transponder either speed away or blah, blah, blah. So, and then she's saying, I also see this in shampoo bottles, trucks, cars, streets name, online name. And for the rest of the ride, I saw the transponder either speed away or blah, blah, blah. So, and then she's saying, I also see this in shampoo bottles, trucks, cars, streets name, online, you know, and while seeing his name everywhere, I have no 3D movement with him. Do you know why this is? Sorry, guys, I don't take calls during my live. Okay, now it's going to turn it off. She's saying, do you know why this is? So here's the thing. When this is when we're talking about cords, right? I don't know how long you've been obsessing for this SP before you cut him off. I don't know if you've had, you know, a relationship with him in which he touched you already. Guys, anybody who ever touches you forms some energetic cord with you. Anybody who touches you, not necessarily sexually. So I'm telling you this because you got to be aware. A lot of these cords just naturally dissolve with time. Like, for example, the nail salon, you know, people touch you. Obviously, they have to do your nails. That forms a cord. So, but within like a few hours, that cord should dissolve unless the person was automatically or on purposely sending you negative energy. Do you know how sometimes you feel yucky even when you shake hands with somebody? You feel yucky, you know, if you're in any physical contact with people, always trust that intuition. Okay, always trust it. But once you've had, depending who you are, depending if you're an empath, depending, you know, an idea is an energetic form that is fighting for its survival. So if you are obsessing over this man, it's very possible you created a thought form that now when you said my SP or better, that thought form is like, I'm not going anywhere. What are you saying to me? I'm not leaving. You know, you must continue to bring me to fruition. You know, I want to gain material form in him and touch you and be with you. So this is sort of like a level, it's not really my content, but I'm telling you just so you understand that this kind of things can happen to you. It can happen in the background. So if you now see his name everywhere, you used to obsess with him, but you made the decision, I no longer want to obsess with him, I want to move on and what have you, the thought form that you created doesn't want to let go. It wants to gain material form. So what you have to do to undo this, you know, I'm not an energy healer or anything like this, but you now have to like lovingly dissolve this thought form. Okay, this is really how you give up on it. You're like, I know what I said. I know I said I want this. I know I said, but I must lovingly dissolve you now. I must dissolve you because I don't know if this guy is good for me. I don't know if what I've created in you is a representation of who this person is. And I now realize I have to do the work differently and I have to do it about me. I lovingly have to let you go. And if you are meant to come to life in this person, you will. But in any event, I can't provide you with any more energy. I can't. Dissolve now. Okay? So this is like next level work, and it's not something I'm going to focus on in my content on my lives. But if you see something obsessive over and over that you used to obsess about, this is what happened to you. And you need to dissolve those things quickly, because they don't want to be dissolved. Every energetic system is fighting for its survival in this world, right? It's clear. The physical systems are fighting for their survival, and the energetical system, we're also energy. They're also fighting for their survival. How to manifest marriage with SP that lives in another country. Go through all of my SP content. I have a playlist on SP. Start to think about your SP differently. I read a story actually about a girl who did manifest that, and she had a great 2 years with her spouse, and then he sent her back to her country. And then in the story, she put it as a success story on a Reddit sub. She said, I understand what happened to me. I was able to build myself up and to assume and really make the assumption that I was with him. But what happened is once I got with him, I couldn't sustain it. I went back to myself. So when you want something that's very, very unlike yourself, guys, pay attention, because I care so much about everybody who's doing this work incorrectly. If you get something you want, it's not necessarily that you're going to be able to keep it, especially if it's a person. Especially if it's a person, right? Because let's not go over again and again because of why, because I explained that 1,000 times. But if the change is not about you, you're not going to be able to sustain anything. If the change is about attracting them and assuming you're dumb, you may get them via different mechanisms in this world that I told you. Magic is just science we don't understand. But you're not going to be able to keep something that's significantly different from the person that you are. So always, instead of this, is SP or better. SP or better. And focus on how you want to be loved. How do you know if someone is your SP or if there's an unhealthy attachment? I think what you mean here is, how do you know if you're meant to be with somebody or if there's an unhealthy attachment? And of course, you already know this based on how the relationship makes you feel and adds value to your life. I give my queens very practical advice about relationships. Guys, if you don't feel protected, provided, and prioritized, it's not the right relationship. And it's because you don't feel, again, worthy or able to attract that type of relationship. Anything else, it's a waste of your time. It's a siphoning of your sexual energy. It's a processing through you of, a man's energy that they have to, release, and you're receiving and processing it for them. It's that, okay? And it makes you feel like shit if it's not aligned with your needs and your emotions. If you're asking me there's an unhealthy attachment, there already is, because I don't have this question about my relationship. You know what I mean? Like, that wouldn't even be a question in my mind. The relationship so meets my needs that, what do you mean, is this an unhealthy attachment? Like, it would never cross my mind. If it crossed your mind, it's a problem already. Let's see. I think I had one more here, and then I want to hear from you guys. Now, my battery was at 10%, just in case it drops. Okay, so this was a testimonial I think we got maybe last night. I don't like to talk negatively. I'm just doing so to set the scene. I would say that I have an issue around money, a lack mentality. I've done a lot of training to pursue my dream job, but continue to do my day job for minimum wage, as I obviously believe I am not worthy of earning a wage doing something I love. So at my job tonight, I was listening to your YouTube video and you mentioned the money concept video. I put that one on and something clicked for me. 2 minutes later, I had a client book me and her friend for a session with me on Saturday, my dream job, and double what I get paid per day for 3 hours of work. I have not had a client since September due to me not believing I'm good enough. This is epic. Thank you. Okay, guys, if you don't know what she's talking about because somebody asked her, I have 2 videos on my YouTube. They're under the playlist meditation. Everybody has to listen to them, okay? Better yourself by listening to them. One is manifest. It's called Manifest Anything You Want, and it's just about offering you a different perspective of how the world works. It's not like some affirmations or anything like that. It's just, you have to listen to these concepts until they ring true. The other meditation, these are walking meditation, by the way. You can keep your eyes open, you can drive, you can listen to them anytime. It's called money concept meditation, something like that. It's about how you need to think about money. And again, it's just concepts. So they're under meditation playlist on my YouTube. You have to listen to those again and again until it rings true. And at some point, when something will click, something like this, you're going to have a story like this automatically. Because the only reason you're not having, money success is because you're thinking incorrectly. Anything in our life is because of our thinking. Anything. Okay, and it's, the lingering beliefs, and of course, collective consciousness contributes. If you absorb a lot of collective consciousness via news, events, via adopting the beliefs of the majority, like the economy's in shit, young people can't buy houses, it's a hookup culture, I'm never gonna find anybody, everybody's tainted, all these ideas, okay, they belong to collective consciousness. You have to swim against them every single day. That's where the work is. You got to pay so much less attention to that and so much more attention to the inner, where you are creating a new world. So listen to these 2 videos on repeat if you can until you get, actually I can't charge this, but it's no longer going to stay here. So I'm gonna have to hold the phone because I don't want this live to drop. Now it's like we're 15 minutes away. My lives are 1 hour long. Let me recap the congratulation thing. Someone must congratulate you this week, okay? I'm still gonna keep this challenge into this week because I haven't gotten enough results. Your exercise for the week is you have to do something unpredictable in your life. And I'm not talking something risky, I'm saying something unpredictable. Do something completely against your nature in terms of where you go today, what you do, who you talk to, pick up the phone and call somebody when you would never do that, text somebody, you never do that, do your work completely differently, in different order, I don't know, something like that, okay? I want you guys to do something unexpected, unpredictable, something that the script of your life could not have predicted about you. Do this, and if you're part of my group, because I'm going to make a post about it, leave the comment that you've done it, or share what you've done if you feel comfortable sharing what you have done. Okay, this is important. It's very important to reset your energetic system. So that, congratulations. And we also have step 4 that's posted out of 5 steps on how to manifest a new car that we're working on right now. Driving home a different way counts. Yeah, but don't make the decision right now as to what you're gonna do, because then the system adapts. It adapts, right? They put you on the same script based on this decision. Make it in the moment and execute it in the moment. Surprise the system. And by the way, you should do this often, but you should do this at least this week. I got congratulated. I forgot to add to the Facebook group. Okay, yeah, I know I have more stories than what people put, but it's important for you to put them because we got to show the rest of the group that, you know, so it's, guys, if you had a success story from what we're doing together, you have to share it, please, for the others. I just want to see if there's anything else here. I just feel, okay, is it necessary? Is it necessary to participate in all of the small manifestations, or can I focus only on my goals? You can't focus only on your goals. You have to give back to others, Valerie, which I know you do in your, when you recite out what's in the 60-day challenge. But participating in these small manifestations, it should require no extra work for you. Do you understand? Like, this is not extra work. When I say, and I'm putting in your mind, someone must congratulate you right now, all I need is your agreement. Yes, someone will congratulate me this week. There will be a circumstance. I don't know what, where. If your mind automatically went, for overthinkers, darlings, if your mind automatically went to, well, what, I have a meeting, I guess maybe I will be successful in this meeting and I'll get my congratulation. If your mind already went as to how you be congratulated, you already failed. Just agree with me that yes, I will manifest this with the group, and then just forget about it. It will come to you in a second. Okay, Spicy Lola also received congratulations. See, meanwhile, I'm sitting here thinking, you know, I don't have enough results. Meanwhile, everybody's manifested their congratulations. You guys are so funny. All right, so when you visualize and script, it's very important you listen to your hunches. You listen to inspired action that you will definitely be sent. Do not, again, for overthinkers, do not overthink as to, oh, but this popped in my mind. No, popped in your mind, you do it. And what happens sometimes, people do it and they don't have the results they want from that manifestation. Like, let's say, oh, it came in my mind to open a new social media account, but it flopped. Okay, don't worry about it, because it really, for you, you think it's a flop based on your judgment. But if you followed your intuition in that moment and you did this, it's for a reason. It's preparation for something. Just like before you can have your dream job, you got it. Before you can, you know, meet a man to marry, you have to be able to behave on a date properly. You know, you have to have a scenario where you're set up on a date where you learn how to behave, where, you know, before you meet a guy who's going to be impressed with you and want to proceed with you and what have you. So if you followed an intuition based on a hunch and it didn't pay off, it paid off. It paid off in terms of what you were supposed to learn from that experience. Does the congrats you won 10 euros lottery count? Of course. You heard the word congrats. It was in regards to a situation that benefited you. It's for you. I'm not in the Facebook group yet, but I got 2 congratulations unexpectedly. Yeah, this will happen to anybody listen to my material. It's not like I can separate the energy. Oh, if you signed up for the group or not. The group has just more details and more, you know, condensed practices and everything. But even if you just listen to this information, for some of you that are receptive enough, for some of you that are not, oh, this is bullshit, this is like, or you're just sort of randomly scrolling, if you're actually, yeah, I believe in this, or all you have to do is have one moment of allowing. I had a video in which I asked people to manifest $2,000. I had 3 people send me emails saying, I'm not part of your group. But one said, but now I am, because I got my $2,000. And the other ones are just saying, I just listened to the video. I set the intention. I know you could, ask people to do things and they would do it. And I just allowed you. And I got it. And it would happen irrespective. It's all about allowing and receiving. If you're a woman, what you want to work always on is your receive mode, your femininity. This is what femininity means, your receive mode. When you catch yourself in the masculine, ask yourself, why am I in the masculine again? Why is it that I'm the first way to catch yourself, like I understand, financially and this, we have all these worries, especially if you're single mom, if you have to contribute to your household, you can't help but having this. But you should be able to retune yourself at least 10% less, at least 20% less inside your heart, and be like, no, I'm a woman. I love being a woman. I love receiving. Say all this in your mind when you're feeling hyped up, when you're feeling like very, very masculine. Okay, masculine is work. Its work is pushing forward with force. Feminine is receiving, is creating, is relaxing into what has already been provided for us. I got 1,200 unexpectedly, but I keep forgetting to email you. You better email me today, please. Just like a paragraph. So I want to put it in the group. Do you know how much it inspires people? It inspires others to, because all people need is this idea it's possible. Okay, from somebody trustworthy, right? Like we know, like we pretty much know we're on Facebook group with our real names and everything. Hey, I got 1,200 unexpectedly. That's amazing. So somebody else is going to read that and be like, that can happen to me. I think that's about it. I want to see if I wanted to talk about something else. Something that Valerie said. Hold on a second. I think I saw it in passing. My mind goes on to how will I affirm and visualize this new command? Okay, when you wanna do too much, right? When you wanna do too much, guys, don't do too much. Don't do too much. Don't start thinking of how you do too much. The whole manifest reality creation that I'm teaching, that we're doing together. Number one, remember you're not alone. More importantly, remember you're here to pilot the plane. Okay, you're the pilot. You don't need to assemble the plane before you pilot it. You're the pilot of your life, and you're on autopilot so far. Now the pilot came back to the cockpit and is saying, wait a second, this plane is a little bit deviated. I am taking back control. First, I have to figure out where I am. Where am I? Okay, first you get a hold, like what are my limiting beliefs? What's going on? How did I get here? How did this automatic program get me here? Here above the Bahamas when I want to be, in the Indian Ocean. Like, why am I completely off course? Okay, that's number one. You come, and then you're not trying to be like, how can I get this plane to fly? The plane's already flying. You just gotta adjust. So it's not the plane knows how to fly, is fueled up. It's fueled up by, like, you're alive. It has all the parts it needs, has everything you need. If the wrong people are on the plane, just open the door and parachute them out. I'm talking about your toxic relationships. And yeah, you're just gonna figure out how is it that you got to where you're at, but know that you have everything you need to go back to the Indian Ocean if that's where you want to end up. Let's see. I'm always, I don't understand, Mimi. I don't understand what you're saying. But that's where we're at. You're very, very welcome for everything. I love you guys. You guys know that. I do this out of love. And for whoever can take the instructions and ask yourself, does this information, does it feel real? And how does it sit with my intuition? Hey, universe, I've asked you, maybe I've asked you just with my intention to change something, and now I'm hearing this information. Is it for me? Show me that I'm supposed to participate in it, and show me. But once you make a commitment, make sure you follow through with it. Make sure you always follow through with it. Okay, I'm gonna disconnect this because I'm gonna do the 369. If you guys don't know me, at the end of my lives, I tapping resets the nervous system, and I use the affirmation, I am a winner. I tap 3 times, 6 times, and 9 times, and then I drop the live because I want to leave you in that energy. You're welcome to do it with me. If you don't want to do it with me, you can drop the live. I will be back next Monday at the same time, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Meanwhile, whoever's in my group, we're on step 4 or 5 of manifesting a car. And yes, this live will be on YouTube. And please, everybody else, do listen to the 2 concept meditation in my YouTube. Somebody asked, somebody manifested something nice monetarily when something clicked. So listen to it. You listen to it once, and if it makes sense to you, but it hasn't really sedimentized, listen to it again, and so on. Put your hands together for the 369. 1 breath in. I am a winner. 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 I am a winner.